A suspect is dead following a violent incident at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan on Thursday afternoon, which the FBI described as a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. No other deaths were reported, though a security guard was injured and dozens of law enforcement officers were treated for smoke inhalation after responding to the scene. Authorities said the suspect was identified by the Department of Homeland Security as Ayman Mohamad Ghazali, a Lebanese-born U.S. citizen. According to officials, he entered the United States legally in May of 2011 through sponsorship from his American spouse, and later became a U.S. citizen in 2016. He had initially applied for an immigrant visa in 2009, which was approved in 2010, and later applied for citizenship in 2015. He was born in Lebanon and reportedly lived in the Detroit area, including Dearborn Heights, where he had previously worked in the restaurant industry. The incident began around 1:35 p.m., when police received reports of shots fired near the synagogue, located northwest of Detroit in Oakland County. According to Sheriff Michael Bouchard, a man drove a vehicle through the building's doors and continued down a hallway inside the structure. Security personnel responded immediately and engaged the suspect. Law enforcement sources indicated that the suspect exited the vehicle with a rifle and was confronted by synagogue security, who fatally shot him. However, Bouchard stated that the suspect was found dead inside the vehicle, and it was not immediately clear whether he died from gunfire or other causes. He noted that in situations involving such chaos, it can sometimes be difficult to determine exactly how a suspect died, including the possibility of self-inflicted harm. Investigators reported that the vehicle contained mortar-type explosives, which ignited when the truck struck the building. The fire that followed caused significant damage and led to heavy smoke inside the synagogue. Officials described the cause of the ignition as still under investigation. The suspect's body was severely burned, complicating initial identification efforts. During the incident, one of the lead security personnel was struck by the vehicle as it rammed the building and lost consciousness. That individual was taken to a nearby hospital and is expected to recover. Law enforcement officials confirmed that the security team had previously received training from the FBI's Detroit field office, including active shooter preparedness training earlier in the year. In addition to the injured guard, approximately 50 law enforcement officers were hospitalized due to smoke inhalation after entering the building to respond to the fire and secure the area. Sheriff Bouchard said most of the officers have since been released and are recovering. Among those hospitalized was his son, who is also a member of law enforcement. Federal authorities, including the FBI, are leading the investigation. Officials conducted searches at the suspect's home as part of the ongoing inquiry. At this stage, authorities have not publicly confirmed a definitive motive for the attack, though they have described it as intentional and targeted. Community sources shared that Ghazali was originally from Mashgara, a town in southern Lebanon. Reports indicated that he had experienced recent personal trauma related to events overseas, including the deaths of family members in Lebanon following a military strike. Community members stated that he was deeply affected by those losses, had stopped working, and had been spending time alone at home. He was reportedly divorced, and his children lived in the United States with their mother. According to a source familiar with the situation, he contacted his ex-wife shortly before the attack, urging her to take care of their children, which alarmed her and prompted her to reach out to authorities and relatives to check on him. Temple Israel, the site of the attack, is described as one of the largest Reform synagogues in the United States. The facility also houses an early childhood center and kindergarten. On the day of the incident, there were approximately 140 students present. Officials from the synagogue confirmed that all